Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first visit here. Each week I do an energy forecast for the coming week using 3 Akashic keywords to kind of gauge the energy of what is coming at us, as well as supportive crystal energy and some oracle cards for the week. So this week we are focusing on September 19th through the 25th, 2021. A big week. We have a full moon and an equinox in there, so kind of a big week energetically. If you do happen to stumble across this reading outside of that time frame and the guidance feels relevant to you, then absolutely take it as timeless. But we are this week focusing on the 19th to the 25th of September. Something I wanted to mention real quick before we get started with the Akashic keywords that came up for this week is I have a friend who is a shamanic practitioner. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you may have noticed that I posted something recently about a course that she's offering. I just felt it was relevant to mention it here as well because some people follow one place and not another. If you have had or know of anyone who has gone through any sort of loss or grief, I feel this is very timely just because of a lot of the loss people have had due to COVID. But it could be from childhood. It doesn't have to be recent at all. Just if you're carrying any loss or grief that you feel you have not been able to work through. She wrote a book recently called Living Grieving Using Energy Medicine to Alchemize Grief and Loss, and it was published by Hay House recently. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Audible and through Hay House. And she is doing a 6-week course starting, I think, next week. So I just wanted to mention that because so many people are working through grief and loss or have not been able to really completely process it and would maybe like to do that in a group. So I will post some information about that below. Now on with our 3 Akashic keywords. I've only been doing this for a few weeks, but I really feel it's been interesting how the channeled Akashic keywords that I get throughout the week and kind of keep track of and mull over a little bit, they've really matched up with the crystal energies and the oracle cards in general. So let's see what happens this week. Again, kind of a big week energetically. Historically or traditionally, full moons are about release work. So I feel like this week is going to be big about release, but I also feel kind of like a collective, I'm over it energy. Like, I don't want to work on release anymore. I'm over it. Let's go. Let's just let it go. I'm ready. And where am I going to? Like, let's move on. So it's kind of what I'm feeling collectively. The 3 Akashic keywords for this week, I have them written down here if you see me keep looking in this direction. It was interesting, the way they came up: transformation, transmutation, and transfiguration. And so something I think might be helpful each week, even if you know the general meaning of these words, I think sometimes it's interesting to look up the dictionary definition of these words, because sometimes something jumps out that's like, oh, I didn't realize it really meant that. You know, I've always thought of it in this perspective. But sometimes it's interesting, and I don't want to just each week read the dictionary definitions because different things are relevant and resonant for each of us. So different things will jump out for different people, but that's something you might consider doing. So transformation, transmutation, transfiguration. Transformation, the message, because I was like, really, all of these? And the message they gave me was transformation is about change and changing the context of things. Like, were you set on something that now has turned a little bit into something else? That's okay. Accept it. It's transformation. You didn't have to be locked into the way you thought things were supposed to be. And this is kind of something that was in general over the past couple years, but also this week, like last week and this week. Transformation. Let go of the way you thought things were supposed to look. And this is a past pattern, but it's also like very timely relevant right now during this week, during this letting go energy. Let go of where you thought you were headed. It's okay to change course at the last second. So change, transformation. Transmutation is conversion of something into a different state. So, this has a lot to do with energy and energy healing and energy work. So conversion of something into a different state. What have you taken that still exists, but you're converting it into maybe a learning experience or something beneficial? And then transfiguration is a metamorphosis, so also that change energy. But you're still you, but you have changed, you have transmuted things, and you have transformed into something new. So I thought that was interesting for this week when we have all of this kind of clearing out energy with the full moon and the equinox. And let's see. Okay, so this week we are using, I thought I grabbed Crystal Deck 2, but I have Crystal Deck 1, and these are the Healing Crystals card decks that I always use. And then Sunday for our kind of self-care energy, this week will be more of a releasing, like let's get rid of this energy. I'm going to do the Power of Surrender deck. And then for the rest of the week, we're going to focus on healing. Like what can we, now that we're out of this, what do we want to focus more on? So we'll do the healing mantra deck for the remainder of the week. I did go ahead and draw the cards, have not peeked at them. 2 cards jumped out of the Healing Crystals deck, so I did leave them both out because they both really felt like they wanted to stay out. And so looking at them now, it's very interesting because they're both super strong root chakra cards, which just on its face means you're going to need some extra grounding this week. So working with grounding crystals like black tourmaline is my favorite, onyx, hematite, any of those grounding crystals. These 2 are Apache Tears and petrified wood. And so I just have to say immediately what I get with the petrified wood is this is transmutation, transformation, transfiguration. This is why those words came up. This is our energy for this week. So this is letting go of those last little remnants of energies that are saying, but I wanted it this way. And moving into, nope, it is this way. So petrified wood, changes from wood into a crystal. It's infused with quartz and becomes a different thing. So that's our message this week, is allow yourself to become that different thing. Don't hold on to the past. So Apache Tears, let's start with that one. It's connected to the root chakra, both of them, solid root chakra crystals. So really between the full moon and the equinox, this saying, there's going to be some clearing out for you. I also would watch, like maybe keep a journal by your bed or keep your phone handy if you make notes on it for recording dreams this week. Some stuff may come up that needs to be let go of or processed during the day, may come out at night. So Apache Tears, grounding, protecting, healing are the 3 keywords. And it says, I am healing emotional wounds. So that kind of being maybe the last little thing that needs let go of this week. I am healing emotional wounds. But then the petrified wood, and I find it so interesting that both of these jumped out. Its 3 keywords are transformation, grounding, and support. And it says, I embrace transformation. So our first keyword, transformation. I embrace transformation. So super interesting already. And then let's start with our Sunday card, which is going to be from that Power of Surrender deck. So it is surrender to receiving support and love, which, at face value doesn't seem like a release card, doesn't seem like a letting go of anything card, but I think it is. I think, so many of us have been on our own for the past, months, year, 18 months, where it's really like, can I ask other people for help? We feel like everybody's got their own burdens and own issues and own things they're carrying right now. But it's really kind of a time of reconnection where we're saying, yeah, I've been depleted, but I would love to help you with that. And I'm capable of giving this to you. And it's time to kind of start networking again, but we're better aware of our boundaries and what it is we want. So with this card coming up for our Sunday energy, it's kind of this is our collective surrender, and that's surrender to receiving support and love. And it says, allow the support and love of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So if we all do that, then we're all getting loved, we're all getting nurtured. There's nothing out of balance or one-sided. So keeping that in mind, that as a collective, that's the energy we're heading into this week. And then Monday, which is the day of the full moon, we have soothing impatience, which is interesting because emotions sometimes are heightened during a full moon. Just heightened doesn't, mean good or bad, but just heightened. So impatience can be one of those things that's kind of in limited supply when emotions are heightened. So soothing impatience comes up for Monday. And it says, the mantra on the back of this one is, there is nothing to do but wait. So Monday possibly being a waiting game, and that could be for a couple reasons. Like maybe you're waiting actually to hear back from someone about a project or something that's moving forward. But it could also be waiting out your emotions. Like, hey, I am feeling snappy today. Or I'm just feeling impatient. I'm feeling short-tempered. I'm feeling off. I'm feeling not myself. What can I do about that? So, this about that self-awareness that we have all been moving into, noticing and recognizing and honoring ourselves more and saying, maybe I should spend the day alone, or there is nothing to do but wait. And so I know this is kind of one of those this too shall pass energy days where I understand it's just something that's happening. I can wait this out. And then Tuesday, we have embracing worthiness. So this also kind of being connected to that energy of self-worth and self-awareness, saying, I kind of did what I knew I was supposed to do, and I made it through yesterday. And then today it says, I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. So we've kind of had this collective sigh or outpouring where we're reconnecting to love and nurturing each other, and then maybe some heightened emotions, but then we're in the energy by Tuesday of embracing all that is good and knowing that we are worthy. So then Wednesday we have greeting wellness. So I really like this because it says, so there's our Wednesday energy, greeting wellness. But see, did I not just say, no, I don't think I said it, but I was thinking it like, as above, so below. See how this graphic is matched there? It's mirrored. So greeting wellness is about balance. And the mantra on the back of this actually says, balance is the key to infinite miracles. So, it's interesting because this is the day of the equinox, and that's equal times of light and dark. It's a day of balance. So I think it very interesting that this card, balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles, comes out on the day that is calling for balance, that is a physical manifestation in the world of balance. So then Thursday we have liberating love. And this says, I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. So I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give, which ties us right back to our petrified wood. I embrace transformation, right? And this, surrender to receiving support and love. So liberating love is surrendering to support and love, liberating yourself so that you're able to accept that. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. And if we're all giving and we're all receiving, then everything is in balance, just like yesterday's card said. And everything is going according to plan. So then Friday we have allowing appreciation. So kind of that same energy as liberating, right? Allowing appreciation. And this says, the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. So this very much just a card of gratitude. And so this is Friday, looking back and saying, wow, maybe this was an energetically hectic week, but how much more self-aware am I now? Like, I knew on Monday I just needed to take a little time out for myself, and I knew I needed to appreciate how far I've come the rest of the week. So the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. So just being in gratitude, a reminder there on Friday. And then Saturday, back around at the end of the week, we have discovering happiness, which is the perfect way to end the week. Perfect focus for the end of the week. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. So I think that's the perfect way to end the week. It's been, a lot of introspection and recognition of the transformation, transmutation, and transfiguration that's going on right now. But really saying, hey, we are doing great. And appreciating ourselves for that. Being in gratitude to ourselves for being self-aware and recognizing our own needs. So that's all I have for this week. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you enjoy the full moon and the equinox, and I will see you next week.